We've all had our share of heartbreak and devastation. We've all spent time wondering if something was too good to be true, and often finding ourselves desolate to discover that, yes, it was too good to be true, and here we are again, alone, lost, confused, and wondering why. What's the purpose of an internal guidance system if it rarely works? Or is God the cosmic jokester having some fun at our pitiful efforts to get our lives straightened out? And if everything's against us, how can we ever move forward with our lives? Well, if you're feeling abandoned and hopeless, take heart. Welcome, everyone. It's Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, here with you on Angel Heart Radio. And when we come back, we're going to discover a roadmap for success that will lead you in the right direction every time.
Angel Heart Radio programs are powerful tools for transformation, positivity, joy, and hope. They should not be used to replace your legal or medical advice. Welcome to Angel Heart Radio, where we celebrate you. We celebrate your divine connection. We celebrate your magnificence. We celebrate you as a beautiful being here on planet Earth, sharing your love and your light. We are so blessed to have amazing hosts here on Angel Heart Radio. We fan your seeds of hope and we help you to plant more. AngelHeartRadio.com is our station, and AngelLight777.com is our big sister. All the links, the series, host information, how to visit us, and really how to receive the best from Angel Heart Radio, and a whole lot more besides. Thank you for choosing to be with us on Angel Heart Radio. We're so grateful to share with you. Powered by love, Angel Heart Radio is brought to you by AngelLight777.com.
And we're back. And today we're going to learn how or when we can trust the heart. The heart is supposed to be our internal guidance system, our GPS for life. But so often it just seems to become more and more confusing to navigate through life's highway. So when can you trust the heart? Well, before I do these shows, I channel a blog that allows you can access it on my website at marciamartinthehearthealer.com, and it will allow you to read the channeled message in its entirety. You'll hear it directly from my guides. And yet, sometimes people write in and say, I just don't feel like I really completely understood. And that's why we do these podcasts, so that you can have a chance to interact with me, with my guides, and get your questions answered or understand more completely what they were trying to share with you. So the first thing I want to share with you today is a story about a lighthouse. Now, if you feel like you can't trust your heart, like you're just in this place of confusion, go ahead and give me a call. That call-in number is 347-202-0232. Let's help you understand when you are clear and how you can access the heart and follow that guidance. I don't want anybody feeling lost and confused. So in the blog, the guides use the reference point of a lighthouse. Now, generally, a lighthouse had the purpose of guiding ships safely into shore. But if that lighthouse had gone into disrepair and the lenses had become dirty, perhaps they had gotten film on them or something, where the light began to get really, really dim, well, the lighthouse would continue doing what it was designed to do. it would continue to light and it would continue to share that light, but it would be compromised. It may now be putting out shadows, and it may no longer be trustworthy because what you were seeing, or in our case, feeling, could no longer be truthful. If it has film on it or debris or something on the glass, it's going to send up shadows that may chart a course for you that you believe to be safe, which would take you right onto the rocks because the debris on the lens was preventing the light from doing its job. Or if the light got very dim, it may not be bright enough for you to be able to see that danger was ahead. Well, the same exact thing happens in our heart. When we get filled up with limiting beliefs, with negative feelings, with experiences that have made us believe that we are incapable or no longer worthy or not valuable, it's as if the lighthouse, which is represented by our heart, becomes dim or covered with grime, and it begins leading us into circumstances and situations that will be hurtful or will be in line with that dimness that we were feeling about ourselves anyway, or that shadow self that is the part of us that seems to be most active at the time. So it can feel like, geez, I just got thrown into the soup here. I have absolutely no way to figure out which way to go in life. I remember when I first started my spiritual journey, I was taking classes with some incredible teachers, and they kept telling me, you need to trust the wisdom of your heart. And I used to think, okay, apparently they don't know my heart, because it has led me into all sorts of trouble. And the last thing I want to do is depend on this heart to lead me in a better direction. It's already proven to me that it's completely worthless in making a good decision. What I didn't understand, and honestly I don't know whether they taught this or not, I know that I didn't receive it, but what I didn't understand is that when the heart was filled with limiting beliefs, and geez, I was filled with not only limiting beliefs, but negativity and trauma and heartbreak and all sorts of things that made me believe that I needed to live in a state of fear. So all of my judgments and everything that I ran through my heart meter to see, should I go forward with this, was running through a fear program. And what did I get in return? I got more fear results. And then I would be just shaking my head like, what are they talking about? How can I trust my heart when it is so quick to lead me in the wrong direction? I didn't understand. I needed first to clear and heal my heart, because a heart filled with trauma, limiting beliefs, negativity, and pain can only give you more of what it knows. Unfortunately, we don't have not unfortunately, let me change that. Fortunately, we don't have a universe that does the thinking for us. We are required to sift through and learn and grow. The universe simply delivers to us our most dominant thought and feeling. But we, as incredibly powerful creators, can choose what we are thinking about and how we are feeling about it and decide what we want to attract. So if you are dealing with an unhealed heart, know that it can only guide you from where it is. You can only live from where you are. It's kind of the same as saying, gosh, I really like this house that's on 2nd Street, but I live on 31st Street. Well, I'm just going to pretend that I live in that house on 2nd Street. Well, you're not going to receive anything on 2nd Street. You live on 31st Street. Your thoughts, your vibrational resonance, your power, all of you has set up camp on 31st Street. And you can do a lot of wishing to be on 2nd Street, but until you actually do the work to move yourself to 2nd Street, your messages, your mail is going to be sent to 31st Street where you're hanging out. So if you're hanging out in the realm of negativity and self-pity, you're going to receive that in return. Get in to the incredible space of love, joy, and peace, and then that's what you will receive, because no amount of wishing is going to erase the past. It has to be dealt with deliberately. It has to be healed and transcended. The kindergarten child doesn't go to graduate school before 1st grade. So when you begin your healing journey, you must accept where you are and move forward from that place. Just do it without criticism or condemnation. The other thing you need to remember is God, the universe, divine mind, whatever you choose to call that energy, is not out to get you. But you are going to fall down if you don't recalibrate your heart's guidance system away from what you don't want and onto what you do want. So there is no angry man sitting on a throne hurling lightning bolts hoping that you're going to make a mistake. But your vibrational offering, that which you bring forward, is what is going to cause you to either experience incredible joy or heartache. So let's take a look at who's in charge here. Is the heart the most powerful organism, or is it the brain? Well, the brain talks a lot, or the mind. The mind talks a lot. The mind has a lot to say. It's a nonstop chatterbox, and it can be really distracting. But here's the thing. We live in an energetic universe. So we have to look at the energy that's being offered and not the physical product, the noise, or anything else. When you deal in energy, you are coming from the purest place, the beginning place. And that's how you can start changing what you're attracting. So Heart Math Institute tells us that the electrocardiogram, the ECG, which is how they measure heart output, is 60 times greater than the encephalogram, the EEG, which is how they measure the brain. So who's in charge? The heart. And you can say, oh, well, it's my mind. I just have to get... But understand, you live in a universe comprised of energy. And if you don't do the work to change the energetic output of the heart, you're never going to be successful at manifesting that which you do want on a consistent basis. The mind has millions of thoughts. It can be extremely useful, but it also shares a lot of useless information as well. And oftentimes it appears to be random. The heart is our central pumping station for the body, and it reacts to circumstances. So it can be wildly euphoric or feel heartbroken. If it is not trained, and if you've not done the work that you need to do to make sure that you're not absorbing other people's energetic offering and taking it as your own, or that you're not allowing yourself to be just a victim of circumstances, that you're actually saying, wait a minute, I get to choose what I think about and how I feel. I can choose my reaction. You can say something really mean to me, and I can choose how I respond to that. You can say something really kind and loving to me, and I also get to choose. I can choose not to receive it. And you know, I spent years and years and years being unable to receive a compliment. So I truly understand. When your heart is unhealed, kindness will bounce right off, and hurt might stick like a knife. So the truth about the two, the mind and the heart, the mind is the lesser power. It's controlled by the heart. And the heart is the master power that is connected to source. We all have autonomic nervous systems that are run by a divine being that is allowing us to, without thought, do everything we need to do in order to stay in a physical. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, 731, how can we help you overcome heartbreak?
Hello, Marcia. Jeff here. Jeff.
Hi, my love, with the biggest heart ever.
Thank you. Yes. Well, you know, I still listen to those lies coming from fear, unfortunately. And even I know that my heart doesn't need to be listening to those voices of fear. For some reason.
Okay, well, you're 100% correct, but that doesn't mean that it is, snap your fingers easy. And let me share something that happened to me just recently, and then let's look at different ways that you can counteract that. But I believe it was just yesterday, I read an article from a vet who obviously cares deeply about the animals that they care for. And while I was reading the article, it was advice on something to do, and I'm not going to go into it. But I was reading the article, and I thought to myself, wow, this doesn't line up with what I know to be true from the energetic realm. It's very clear. This person loves these animals deeply, but he has chosen to place his own fears into them. This just doesn't line up with the animals that I've spoken to or the energetic realm. This is just not what is really happening. And I kind of put it away and didn't think anything more of it. And do you know, I went into meditation today, and there was that guilt waiting in my heart. Oh, you've done this to animals. I was like, what? Oh my gosh, where did you come from? And I thought, thank you. Thank you. This is perfect for this show today. This is a great example. It is so easy to pick up little things. There was that guilt. Now, if I had not loved it and just said, oh, thank you for appearing. I understand this is confusion. This is a limiting belief. This is something that doesn't exist, but that we believe should exist out of confusion. If that hadn't appeared, I wouldn't have this incredible gift to share with you today. But if I had not recognized it and I had allowed it to stay there, it would have continued to color my reaction to animals going forward until I woke up and realized, hey, I'm running a fear-based program regarding how animals live their lives. That would have continued unchecked until I did something to fix it. And it would have begun damaging my life because then I would have been carrying around a big bag of guilt. And so, of course, carrying that around meant I would then begin attracting other stories and other situations where I could continue to feel guilty.
Yes.
So, hallelujah that you're able to say, hey, I really understand. I don't need this. This is not beneficial to me. I don't want this. That's the first step. If we're just walking through life with blinders on our eyes and we're saying, or a blindfold, even better, and we're saying, I don't see it, so it can't be happening, then that just opens the door for us to become more
fearful.
Yes, and more wrapped into this delusion. And then we begin believing the illusion that we've created is real, and what's real is too good to be true. And the fear gets bigger because now that you don't feel safe, now that this good thing that you wanted to exist, you've proven to yourself can't exist, well, gosh, now you have a right to be afraid. So we're very clever beings.
Right.
We never just let ourselves make a mistake and leave it. We like to pick through it and smear it all over and then say, gosh, why do I feel so sticky? So, brilliant. You are looking at this and saying, hey, I'm looking at situations through the lens of fear. So now what can you do? You got to go into the heart.
Yes.
So why don't we take a minute? The most beautiful thing we can ever do is heart work. And I really believe, not that I'm prejudiced or anything, but I really believe if we could get the entire world to stop focusing on what the output of their mind and start going deep within their heart and attaching to their authentic self, there would be no more bullying, violence, hatred, hurt, prejudice. If you feel really secure in your world, you don't care that your neighbor just got a job making $1 million because you feel safe and protected. And so well, gee, if they can do it, I can do it too. Instead of, oh my gosh, they took my job. Now I'll never get ahead. How dare they get there before me? I so understand. It's so easy to look through the lens of fear, and there's so much encouragement to do it. It's not
You
most
get
people,
your buttons pushed.
yes, most people don't come up to you
Constantly.
and say, Jeff, do you realize you're a powerful creator? Do you realize
No,
that?
they don't say that.
They say,
push your
oh,
buttons.
I'm so worried about the economy, or I don't know, pick a number. It's never, wow, I'm such a powerful creator. Jeff, what can I help you create today? I'm so on fire with my ability to manifest.
That's amazing, yes.
Unfortunately, that's not our
amazing.
usual conversation. So I'm going to put you on hold for just a minute. We have another caller. And then
yes.
Hang on,
yes.
because we're going to do heart work together. There's just nothing better. We're going to take a look at that fear, and we're going to just love it away.
Mm-hmm.
We have to remember, when we first approach the heart, we're approaching a table filled with lies. It can be things that people believe sincerely, that have been passed down to us, that they believe are going to keep us safe. But we have to remember, much of what we are taught isn't true. Unless you chose to be born into a highly enlightened family, you are getting years of superstition, years of false belief, years of conditioning, years of fear that are being passed down to you, trying to keep you safe, because they don't realize they're powerful.
Yes.
So the heart is first going to serve you a banquet of false beliefs, of lies, of untruths or half-truths. And you have to just spread love all over that table. Pour a jug of love onto that, and just say, if you are true, real, supportive, and uplifting, you may stay on this table. If you are not, I give you permission to leave. I no longer fear you or need you in my life in any way, shape, or form.
Neat. Yeah.
When we meet fear with love, fear has to go. Love is the dominant vibration. It wipes out everything else. And believe me, I was the biggest scaredy cat on this planet. And when they first told me, you really need to use love to, get over these fears. Now, no one was doing heart work at that time, and so we were trying to go in through the mind. But I was like, you got to be crazy. you don't know what you're talking about. My heart doesn't know what it's doing. It just keeps getting in a jam. So be gentle, be loving, but understand, if it doesn't feel good, it is not of love, and it is not real. It's an illusion that we created as part of this physical journey so that we could have a more challenging, growth-filled lifetime. And it's okay to say, I see you for what you are, and I don't have to go down that road with you. I'm breaking up with you, fear. You gotta go by yourself. Okay, so let me put you on hold for a second, and then we'll check on our other person, and then together we'll all do some heart work. Okay, 646, how can we help you? Oh, wait a minute. Your mic did not clear. There we go. Okay, 646. Hi there, 646. Did you want to share something with us? Okay, I'm unable to hear you at this time, so I'm going to go ahead and mute your mic again. Okay, Jeff, so your mic
Yes.
is unmuted again, and we're going to go in and do some heart work. But I just want to share a few more things because you're familiar with heart work, but not everybody here is. So I want to give you an example. It's kind of like the heart is this beautiful bathtub of lovely scented water that is the perfect temperature, and you climb in and it's so relaxing. And then that would be you as a child, maybe newborn. And then, darn it, somebody comes along with a big bucket of mud and they pour it right into your bathtub. That's what it's like to live in this world. Things, as we grow, we experience events that, honestly, I'm delighted about all of the crazy things that I've experienced because they've helped me grow so much. But it did feel like I was, swimming in that beautiful bathtub or just relaxing, and then somebody came along with a big bucket of mud and it doesn't feel so great anymore. So we want to make sure that our bath water is beautifully clear. And any time that somebody comes along, there's not even any reason to panic. We just get out and clean ourselves off and fill up with new. And the new is unconditional love. Okay, so our other caller is back. Jeff, I'm going to put you on hold again. Let's see. Hopefully this time. Okay, 646. Can you hear us now? Okay, I'm still unable to hear you. So, thank you so much for being here with us. I am going to put you on mute. I don't know why I'm unable to hear you, but please join us in the heart work. It's so important that we share this with everyone we can, anyone who's willing to participate in any way. First of all, the more people that join together in this heart work, the bigger the expression of love can become. And, we've been told where two or more are gathered in his name, there is power. And we know this is true whenever we look at mobs. Now, mobs generally are not promoting loving kindness, but sometimes there are peaceful protests, or there are groups of people that get together to change something in the world. And it doesn't always have to be being angry. And you can feel how one person by themselves is the power of X, but two or more, that power is magnified exponentially. So we so want to encourage all of you to join together with heart work. So let's just take a moment and close our eyes. And Jeff, you're going to be our helper here.
Wonderful, yes.
We're just going to take a moment and close our eyes. And it's not necessary that you do this work with your eyes closed. I find it extremely beneficial because no matter where I am, I still find that the outside world can provide distraction if my eyes are open, and I really need to spend time on the inside world, the inner world, if I'm going to be successful. So I mentioned that in my meditation earlier, I had to spend time loving this little speck of guilt that had hopped into me with my permission. That's the other thing. Before we go any further, let me make it really clear. This will help with the fear. Nothing can get a hold of you or enter your energetic field without your permission. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. The subconscious can give permission. So you may not realize you're giving permission. But here's the good part. The heart rules the subconscious mind. So when we're offline, we all default to the subconscious, whatever programming we've been practicing and holding on to. When the heart has been healed and cleared, that subconscious programming is going to be loving, uplifting, supportive, joyous. So we do the heart work, and the heart, which is the larger electromagnetic resonance, then directs both the subconscious mind and your conscious mind and fills you with a feeling of well-being so that you automatically begin thinking thoughts that are more restorative and joy-filled and optimistic, and then you begin attracting the circumstances. Remember, everything begins first in the energetic. The energetic is the fluid state. It is the easiest to influence. It's the point of creation. The physical, which is slower and denser, is the last point. It's where whatever you were thinking about has taken a form that can appear solid. So it requires quite a bit of energy to get you to that place. So we work in the energetic because you can easily change things in the energetic, and then the energetic, which controls the physical, dissolves the physical product. And this works even with illness. However, here's a little caution. If you find that you have a physical illness, something that has manifested in your body, make sure that you seek professional help, whatever profession, can be a regular medical doctor, a naturopath, whomever you feel called to visit. Make sure you get their professional help, because once it's already gotten into a physical state, it requires quite a bit of diligence to get rid of it in that physical shape. It's now kind of stuck. So you may not have the presence of mind to do enough energetic work consistently to undo this, and it can be helpful to receive professional help while you are doing the energetic. So I always want you to do the energetic, but if you are in a state where this condition has begun to attack your physical body, I want you to get professional help for that physical condition so that you're fighting on both fronts. And get support for the emotional and mental bodies too. Come to these podcasts. Get involved with other groups and other people that can uplift you spiritually, because it's very difficult to stay focused when you're by yourself. Okay, so our eyes are closed, and we're going to begin with breathing. Breathing is one of the most beautiful gifts that you can give yourself, and it doesn't have to be complicated. If all you can remember to do is to breathe deeply so that you fill your lungs all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. If that's all you're able to do, that is magnificent. As you get more comfortable, you may add in more complicated breathing sequences. That's fine. There are some that are quite complicated that I've never mastered, quite honestly, that are supposed to be magnificent. I'm sure they are, but they require quite a bit of attention, and I find that throws off my ability to deepen myself. So it's not my go-to method of getting to my deepest center. But if it works for you, I am all for it. However, just deep breathing in a steady rhythm is fabulous. So, when fear comes knocking at your door, the first thing you're going to do is breathe deeply and rhythmically for at least a minute. If the fear has not abated in that time, continue. Continue up to 3 minutes of just deep breathing. And while you're doing that deep breathing, repeat to yourself the affirmation, I am safe and loved. That is something that you can do absolutely anywhere. You don't need a quiet space. You don't need to run away from people. If you're in a situation where you may feel panicked, just deep, steady breathing while you remind yourself, I am safe and loved. And do not allow yourself to run ahead. Don't run ahead. What if this happens? Well, what if it happens? We're here now. Now is the only time and place you can occupy. So be in this moment. I am safe and loved. Breathing deeply. As you bring that oxygen deep into your lungs, you automatically feed your body a sense of well-being. That reduces the anxiety, and it makes it so much easier to overcome fearful thoughts. So we have to look at the first place that fear gets lodged, and that is when our body thinks that it may be missing something. So what we can always do is breathe. Breathe first. If water is available, we're in hot summer months. Make sure you hydrate. So breathing you can do anywhere, any place, anytime. Make sure you carry water. If you don't have water, get to some water as quickly as you can to make sure that you're loving your body in the best way that you can. And also, get some protein in your body. Fear can creep up when the body feels that it's running out of fuel, oxygen, or water. You can begin feeling disoriented, and it can make you feel anxious and panicked, and that is, hello, fear. That's an open doorway. So those are 3 very practical things that you can do that will immediately squash fear. Now, if you want to get into a deep meditative state, and once you're past the panic, I would switch the breathing from just deep breathing to heart breath. Now, heart breath, if you remember, is in through the nose, and it goes immediately to the psychic receptor section, the corpus callosum, the hypothalamus, the pineal gland, the pineal gland. Never know which way to pronounce it. And then once we electrify that area, that again will give you that sense of, I'm connected. I am anchored. Now, bring that down, the pranic tube, the rainbow chute, the chakra system, down to the heart. And as you exhale, imagine that the energy is moving from the back of your heart forward so that you are releasing any energy of anxiety, fear, panic, or worry. So let's do that right now. And we're going to go into the inner sanctum, into the heart, and take a look. If you don't mind sharing with us, Jeff, let's look at least one of the fearful thoughts that's coming up and see, where is it coming from? How can we release it? So let's take a couple of deep heart breaths as we allow our entire body to relax. In through the nose, exhaling through the heart. Allow it to be regular and rhythmic. You are signaling to the body it is safe to relax.